It was Bill Bryant who was injured. He's been replaced on the left corner defensively for the Giants by Beasley Reese. Big third down play coming now. Scott Hunter. Ely carried. Picked up at most 2 yards, so the punting unit comes on for the Atlanta Falcons.
Ely carried the ball.
There's Bryant. Apparently all right now.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh tied up, second quarter, 14 apiece. Bradshaw hit Lynn Swann with one scoring pass. A 66-yard pass to Frank Lewis has tied it up.
Bob Hammond has dropped back to receive the kick of John James, who has averaged 55.5 and led the NFC in punting last year.
They're going to rush 10, Lindsey. As I said before, James has only had one punt blocked in his career. He's punted over 430 times.
Booms it out of there, and Hammond has it at his 48-yard line to the 50, to the Atlanta 45. Hammond trying to change pace, but he is pulled down just as he crossed the 45-yard line by Mike Esposito. So it is 1st and 10 now. Keep in mind now, 4:30 next Saturday, the Sports Spectacular, and in that World's Strongest Men competition, your second event of the decathlon will be the steel bar bend. Now, there's one for you, Paul.
I wonder why they didn't ask me to get in there.
I wonder, but I'll tell you sometime. Next Saturday, 4:30, the CBS Sports Spec. 1st and 10 at the 45. Goldstein. Screen right.
Got some people.
Tucker. Big tight end. Fumbles the ball. At the 30-yard line, Atlanta recovered.
Oh, you don't see that too often. The Giants had something going. They had a first down about the 30-yard line. A beautifully executed screen pass here. Now watch Bob Tucker. There he goes. He's got the end. He lets him slip on by, just like he should do. There's Claude Humphrey. Beautiful screen pass. He's got his right tackle. Hicks is out in front. His guard, John Hicks. Now he cuts back to the inside, makes a nice run. He broke a tackle by Jim Bailey. Here he loses the football.
Brazina recovers it. So it is a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Falcons. 6 minutes, 33 seconds left in the half. Scott Hunter. And it's completed. Taken at the 50-yard line.
Francis.
Wallace Francis.
He lateral.
Lateral it to Mitchell.
It's going to be called back.
They'll bring it back to about the 38. Bill Bryant and Brian Kelly on the stop. Wallace Francis, who had started in motion, was the pass receiver.
All by himself, too. He comes across the middle on a crossing pattern here. Good pass protection. Hunter picks him right up target. Good rhythm there with that pass. Boy, you see a quarterback go back and throw on rhythm. It usually means that offensive receiver is open, as Wallace Francis was in this occasion.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line of the Giants in Atlanta possession. As the right side drives to the 36. Brian Kelly brings him down there.
Scott Hunter having a fine first half. 7 out of 8 for 76 yards.
5 minutes, 48 seconds left to play in the first half, and Atlanta is leading by a score of 7-0. Each of these teams came in with a record of 1 win and 1 loss. Scott Hunter is 7 for 8, 76 yards. Stanback moves over. Ely goes in motion outside right. Scott Hunter. Stanback incomplete. Kelly and Rhodes covering.
Well, a 44-yard field goal by John Smith has put New England in front of the New York Jets 17-14 with 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Scott Hunter, when he graduated from Alabama, was drafted in the 6th round by the Green Bay Packers. He has a master's degree in finance.
He's a smart young man. A good heady quarterback. First, he quarterbacked him to the NFC Central Division Championship in '72.
Third down and 8 yards to go. And that one is gathered in on a big tight end, Jim Mitchell.
What a catch. As the good hands of Jim Mitchell, one of the finest tight ends in this league. And Hunter is just getting too much time to throw the football, boys. You give a quarterback that much time. Look at this catch. What a great catch by Jim Mitchell. Another first down.
Clyde Powers there with him for the Giants, but it is 1st and 10 now for the Falcons. They have the ball at the Giants' 24-yard line. Haskell stand back to the 21-yard line before Harry Carson, the middle linebacker, stopped him. John McVay, he has shed the rain jacket now and is back to shirt sleeves. 4 minutes, 38 seconds left to play in the half.
Detroit, Philadelphia tied up second quarter.
Stand back. Brad Van Pelt, left outside linebacker, made the stop. The 18-yard line.
Your attention, please.
It's good blocking at the line of scrimmage that time. Brad Van Pelt on good reaction. Yeah, All-American Michigan State. He's turned into a fine linebacker. They said he wasn't big enough, but he's proved that wrong. Well, Bart Starr having a little problem again today.
3rd down, about 5 yards to go. Rolling is Hunter. He's got the ball. Got inside the 15-yard line. Jerry Jeter in to make the tackle for the Giants.
To correct that score, Lindsay, we had Minnesota, I think, leading Green Bay. It's Green Bay 7, Minnesota nothing. 95-yard pass, Lynn Dickey to Steve Odom.
They're bringing out the chain to measure, and it's a little short.
A little bit short.
Big 4th down now.
Lehman Bennett sends in the kicker.
Nick Mickemeyer is coming on. We have 3 minutes, 37 seconds remaining to be played in the first half, and Atlanta is leading by a score of 7-0.
And there's the right score. Green Bay 7, Minnesota nothing first quarter.
Hunter comes off. John James is in the hole. This will be a 31-yard attempt.
They're doing the right thing, too. Taking the 3.
It's up. It's no good.
Wide to the right.
Good. And it'll be put in play 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Well, all Mickemeyer had to do was kick it straight. Was not a long field goal attempt. Oh, that's what
Next Sunday, CBS Sports presents a regional doubleheader with Philadelphia taking on the New York Giants and Detroit going against Minnesota, followed by the regional doubleheader games with Dallas at St. Louis, Atlanta tying with San Francisco, and Washington clashing with Tampa Bay. Consult your local listings for the games and times in your area. Some cities will only see a single game due to the NFL blackout policy. That's NFL doubleheader action next Sunday. 1st and 10 for the Giants on their own 20. Of about 2 or 3. Greg Brazina on the tackle along with Kuykendall. Cota and Zacco are the setbacks. Saka out to the 25-yard line where it'll be 3rd and 5. Fulton Kuykendall again made the tackle on Saka. Saka, of course, coming off knee surgery of last year. And he is not yet the Saka of Miami fame. 3rd and 5. Atlanta leading 7-0. As we approach the 2-minute warning, we've gone down now to 2:12. Goldstein. Dakota incomplete. Ray Brown covering out there. So the Giant punting unit comes on. 2:05 on the clock. And a hand for the Atlanta Falcons defense from the fans here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium.
Well, they played super. They've shut off a couple of scoring opportunities. Of course, the Giants penalized himself out of one and fumbled away another.
Dave Jenkins back to do the punting. Roland Lawrence is in single safety, and the Atlanta Falcons will rush 10.
Giants have had 9 third down attempts to convert on first down. They've only converted 1.
Fair catch signal goes up. Roland Lawrence makes it at the 41. Falcons will start 1st and 10 at their own 41, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. So when play is resumed, the Falcons will have the ball in good field position. They'll have it just across their own 40-yard line, and they're leading by a score of 7-0.
When you walk through the lobby of a Napa store, you only get a hint of what Napa really has to offer. There's much more, because if we put just one part from every kind of vehicle that Napa has to offer in this lobby, you wouldn't have room to walk. So we put them in this Napa shopping guide instead. Walk through the lobby of your local Napa store today and pick up your free copy. Your Napa store is a great auto supply store, but they've got more, much more.
That's NAPA. We help keep America moving.
Now, let me tell you something. I've eaten the dust of many a rodeo, and I built up some kind of a thirst. That's why I drank light beer from Miller. It has a third less calories than a regular beer, and it tastes real good. Light says giddy up to all that flavor, and woe to being filled up. And that ain't no book.
What? Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Steve Bartkowski, who went out of action with an injury early this season. Bartkowski along the sideline. Falcons have the ball 1st and 10. They have it just across their own 40-yard line. 1 minute, 58 seconds left to play in the half. Scott Hunter. Incomplete to Wallace Francis. 2nd and 10.
Well, the Bears have taken a 7-0 lead over the New Orleans Saints. Bob Avellini, 33-yard touchdown pass to Walter Payton.
Second down, 10 yards to go for the Atlanta Falcons. Opened up with a victory over the Los Angeles Rams. Then lost a close one to the Washington Redskins. Giants opened up with a victory over the Redskins and then lost to the Dallas Cowboys. Scott Hunter. And he is pulled down by Big John Mendenhall.
Mendenhall, very consistent. The 2 games that we've seen this year, Mendenhall has played just real steady. Here's Hunter. Nobody's open. He's going to move to the left, and there's the big right arm of John Mendenhall on the sack. Help from Troy Archer.
3rd and long now for the Atlanta Falcons. Timeout, Giants. Giants have taken a timeout with 1 minute, 43 seconds remaining to be played in the first half.
They only lost 13 yards on that sack. Had pretty good field position. I'm sure that they were trying to move the football down at least for a field goal attempt. Let's see if they continue with the little 2-minute drill here, Lindsey. Brian Kelly getting some thoughts from one of the coaches over on the sidelines, linebacker for the Giants.
It'll be 3rd and 23. That is the head coach, John McVay, facing the sideline. And that is Lehman Bennett, who came from the staff of Chuck Knox and the Los Angeles Rams to take over the fortunes of these Atlanta Falcons.
They like him here in Atlanta, too.
Marion Campbell started the season as the head coach last year, and Pat Pepler finished as the coach. So we're ready to go now with the 3rd and 23 for the Atlanta Falcons. The ball at their own 27-yard line. Scott Hunter has quarterbacked them throughout the first half.
Alfred Jenkins has been blanked today, Lindsey. The fine split end whistle.
Might have been Mendenhall.
I was saying Alfred Jenkins caught 7 passes last week against Washington.
Number 64. Defense.
John Mendenhall.
Jenkins, who caught 7 last week for 152 yards. This, see, whoop, he just got over there. Tried to touch that helmet. But he has not caught a pass. Jenkins has been blank this afternoon so far.
3rd and 18 for the Falcons. Or 19, whichever way you want. That's Ely. Brian Kelly made the stop.
Giants calling a timeout here. They want their hands back on that football. They got 1:35. They still have 2 timeouts remaining. Maybe 1. I think only 1 timeout.
CBS Sports Spec next Saturday at 4:30. We've got highlights of the U.S. Grand Prix from Watkins Glen.
That's Nicky Lauda, of course, the great driver. He's got the Grand Prix championship almost locked up, Lindsey. Jody Scheckter does have a chance. There's only 3 races left.
I know that you're not much for automobile racing, but you're a big man in karate.
Oh, wow, I'm for that. I tell you, that's just a vicious. When I say vicious, it's rough.
Bill Superfoot Wallace will defend his title against Pat Worley, and then the World's Strongest Men competition.
They'll be bending steel bars in the second event of the decathlon. So tune in to CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern.
Back to do the punting now is John James. Bob Hammond is back to receive it for the Giants. The sun is shining brightly. Falcons are leading 7-0. Hammond chasing over. Got it up to 17. To the 20, 25, 30. That's the end of the line. Carl Farmer downfield. Giants start first and 10, and they start at their own 30-yard line.
James is a fine punter. That was a 50-yard effort.
One minute, 28 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Zonka and Coder are the setbacks. Robinson coming far outside to the right. Emery Moorhead's in the slot. Atlanta now has called a timeout.
Giants are going to try to move the football. I think they're going to be throwing the football. Trying to get it down at least for a field goal effort here. They've only got 1 timeout remaining. At least that's what the
First
scoreboard
quarter
says.
score. Dallas 3, Tampa Bay.
Detroit 3-point lead. Second quarter 10-7 over Philadelphia.
Jerry Goldstein is still the quarterback for the Giants. Back to set it up. Complete to Coder.
Well, good coverage by Greg Brzezina, the linebacker, who made the stop.
Spotted just in advance to the 33-yard line. You see the time remaining in set with the clock running, and we have now exactly 1 minute. Goldstein again back to throw. Throws left again, and this one is almost intercepted by Ralph Ortega, the middle linebacker, who replaced Tommy Nobis, who retired.
Goldstein status incomplete.
And Hicks having a few words.
Ortega
One of the Falcons. Hicks, the right guard. 74 is Wilson Famuina.
Faumuina.
Famuina or Famuina?
Well, he was called Faumuina in college, and when he finally got here to Atlanta, he asked that his name be pronounced correctly. The Samoan pronunciation pronounces every letter. There are no silent letters, so it's Faumuina. And if he wants to be called Faumuina, he'll be called Faumuina.
You handle that.
That's Goldstein back. Going long. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Ed Marshall. Roland Lawrence tipped it incomplete.
Triple covered back there. Green Bay, Minnesota tied now. First quarter. Tarkington hit Sammy White from 16 yards out. It's 7-7.
Intended for Marshall.
49 seconds left in the half. Another hand for the Atlanta defense as the Giant punting unit comes on 4th down. Roland Lawrence has dropped back. In the punt formation, Dave Jennings. kick, and Ron Lawrence. That's a hit on the 24, and it's going to be down with no run back. First and 10. Gary Shirk, I beg your pardon, Johnny Perkins downfield to down the ball. First and 10 at the 24. Falcons are leading by a score of 7-0 late in the first half. 40 seconds remaining to be played. Scott Hunter brings them up. Hunter out in the cut to stand back on the screen. Speeds up across the 30-yard line. John Mendenhall brought him down.
Oh, good reaction. John Mendenhall got all the way out from his inside defensive tackle position to haul down that screen.
Moved it to the 32-yard line, and we're getting another timeout signal, I believe, for Atlanta, which will give them one more, and the Giants have one more in this half.
Yeah, Scott Hunter's had a fine first half. 9 out of 12 for 97 yards.
Today we'll have two doubleheader games, St. Louis at Washington and San Francisco at Los Angeles. Please check your local listings for the game in your area. Some cities will only see a single game due to the NFL blackout policy.
End of the second quarter, Detroit 10.
Right here, the Atlanta Falcons are leading the Giants by a score of 7-0.
First quarter score, Minnesota 17.
Players resumed. It'll be second down and 3 yards to go.
Green Bay 7.
Leaving Bennett talking to Scott Hunter on the sidelines. I don't know, 7-0. The ball's at the 31-yard line. I wouldn't be putting that ball up for grabs. I think if I were the coach, I'd just try to run it out and protect that 7-point lead. Of course, the turnover here would be deadly for Atlanta.
.31 seconds remaining to be played in the half. Jenkins is far to the right side. Wallace Francis to the left side. Hunter. Jenkins, incomplete. Alfred Jenkins. Bill Bryant covered.
They went ahead and gambled. But, of course, the gambling pass was right there on the sidelines, and I'm sure that that young man right there knew if it wasn't going to be complete, it was going to be out of bounds.
Talking to Wallace Francis as he comes back to the huddle, pick up a little information. Third down and 3 at the 32. Jeter's come in. Dan Lloyd has come out. Scott Hunter. Francis. Incomplete.
Hunter's pass.
21 seconds remaining in the half, and the punting unit comes on now for the Atlanta Falcons, who lead 7-0.
Well, of course, this kind of thinking could backfire against Atlanta. They get a big punt return. The Giants have a man who's capable. Bob Hammond, 68 yards last week against Dallas. Going to rush 10, try to block it.
Hammond from Morgan State. James puts it up. Hammond at the 31 drops it, picks it up at the 34, and gets to the 36. Giants first and 10 to the 36. Paul Rysick was downfield, along with Robert Pennywell. 10 seconds left to play in the half.
Tackled by Rysick and Pennywell.
First and 10, and the ball is at the 36-yard line. Emory Moorhead coming far to the right side. Jimmy Robinson is far to the left side. Coder and Zonka the setback for Jerry Goldstein. Tucker, big tight end, has it, and Tucker takes it to the 38-yard line. Ray Easterling made the stop along with Frank Reed. 2 seconds on the clock.
Tucker. Tackled by Reed.
First and 10. It's at the 42-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons.
Give it a shot. They got 2 seconds. They might as well throw the bomb.
Giants have spent their last time out. Johnny Perkins comes racing into that huddle.
Atlanta will double cover both your outside receivers here.
Goldstein. Robinson has it at the 30. And he is pulled down at the 24-yard line as time has run out. So that's the end of the first half with the score, Atlanta 7 and the Giants nothing.
Will the insurance fix our chimney?
Sure, after we plow through the paperwork.
It's different with Allstate.
What's different?
We have the world's largest team of claims specialists.
Don't worry about a thing.
They settle most claims like this without estimates.
No problem.
Allstate specialists are interested in you, not paperwork.
I'll call the contractor today.
Oh.
That was easy.
When it takes being different to be better, Allstate will do it.
That's a promise from us, the Good Hands people.
Energy for a stronger America.
This is a remarkable energy-saving machine called SCAMP. Exxon developed SCAMP to clean the hulls of giant tankers. It can scrub marine growth from an entire supertanker in just half a day. Because a clean ship moves through the water more efficiently, we can save thousands of gallons of fuel every voyage. SCAMP, technology from Exxon that can help save energy for a strong America.
Now Black & Decker has come along with a handyman's helper that's mighty strong. It's small and light, but it pulls its weight. It's the super incredible workmate. Yeah, it's more than a bench and more than a vise. It's got both things working, and that's kind of nice. You can pound on it, a saw on it, a plane of door on it, and a whole lot more. Yeah, when you're alone and there's work to do, the workmate'll help you see it through.
I want that man now. He will come back here tomorrow with me. You have my word.
Oh, Daniel, when are you going to learn?
A settler's betrayal turns the Indians against Daniel Boone. Now he must prove himself in a savage Cherokee trial or die. Young Daniel Boone, Tuesday night at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Spectacular presents highlights of the U.S. Grand Prix from Watkins Glen. Live coverage of the World Middleweight Full Contact Karate Championship with Bill Superfoot Wallace defending his title against Pat Worley. And the World's Strongest Men competition featuring the Steel Bar Bend contest. That's next Saturday at 4:30.
All right, let's take you around the league, update all the scores right now. The New York Giants and Atlanta, many of you watching that game. The Falcons ahead, tough defense this year. Philadelphia and Detroit, the rest of you watching that contest, 10-7 at the half, the Lions ahead. New England and the New York Jets, very entertaining football game, 17-14, Patriots ahead. Pittsburgh and Cleveland, how about those amazing Browns this year, tied at 14 at the half. Minnesota and Green Bay, the Packers struck first, 95-yard touchdown pass. Now they're tied at 7. New Orleans and Chicago, the Saints have just scored. They have just kicked the extra point, tied in Chicago 7-all. Dallas and Tampa Bay, a Henderson interception for the Cowboys makes it 10-0. Buffalo and Baltimore, what's wrong with the Colts offense? Scoreless now in the first quarter. Irv, let's get started with those highlights, and let's pick up now on Detroit.
Okay, Detroit and the Philadelphia Eagles, of course, out of Pontiac Stadium. The Lions are leading that game by a score of 10-7, and of course, defense has been the name of the game all day. But Ron Jaworski here gets started for the Eagles, 3rd and 16 on his own 22-yard line. He goes up in the air, but the defense takes charge. Levi Johnson, number 23, picks the ball off at midfield, runs the ball back 32 yards down to the Philadelphia 14, setting up a Dexter Buzzy touchdown. And here it is right here, handoff, 14 yards off his right tackle. Buzzy goes in. Detroit leads 7-0. Philadelphia tries to come back, and they do. Right here, 2nd and 10 on Detroit's 31-yard line. Jaworski goes it correctly. 31-yard touchdown passes, all tied 7-7. Detroit later came back with a field goal and lead at halftime 10-7.
Giants and Atlanta, Irv, and again we stress the importance of a kicking game in professional football. How many contests does that turn around? The Falcons got on the board because of this neat return coming up here by Lawrence. Last week for the Giants, it was Hammond who busted one against the Dallas Cowboys. Bad ankle tackle right there, and Lawrence gets down to the Giants' 34-yard line. Scott Hunter, then in the second quarter, kept it, and he ran from the Falcons' 34 to the 1-inch line. Scott Hunter doing a good job filling in for Bartkowski this year. Now it'll be Ely who will score the touchdown, and the extra point made it 7-0. Goldstein under pressure for the Giants. Here comes Lewis out after him. It's that Falcon defense that has improved this team this year. Goldstein's pass going to be batted down here by the guy they call Captain Crazy, Kuykendall. Goldstein's pass this time intercepted by Ray Brown. And so at the half, it is 7-0, Atlanta over the Giants. Green Bay, Minnesota, let me show you that 95-yard touchdown pass as it was thrown by Lynn Dickey to Steve Odom, and it put them ahead. Minnesota was then able to snap back after that. But it's a key play because the Vikings have had some problems this year. Here it is, Dickey now to Odom, who is loose, 95 yards. And then after the extra point, it was 7-0, the Packers ahead of the Vikes. But the Vikings rallied, and it was Fran Tarkenton who brought them back. 17-yard touchdown pass, Sammy White. After the extra point, it was 7-7. And the NFL Today will continue on CBS.
The NFL Today will continue after this word from your local station. Archie Bunker pursues his dream to buy Kelsey's Bar in a 1-hour season premiere of All in the Family tonight on CBS.
Phyllis, we've also got the United States Grand Prix.
That's right, Brent. We have a friend of ours down there right now because it's getting ready to start. CBS's Sports Spectacular will bring you coverage of that race next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But right now, let's go to Ken Squire, who's trackside, for a preview look at that race. Kenny?
It is the 30th anniversary of one of the premier races in the world, the United States Grand Prix at Watkins Glen, New York. I'm Ken Squire, and throughout the afternoon we'll be updating you on the activity of this World Championship race, in which car number 11, driven by Niki Lauda, is expected to assume the world title still another time. Lauda is about to climb into this famous Ferrari car. One of his last rides for Ferrari, he changes to another team next year. And with this race, once again, be world champion. Lauda will not be racing so hard for first place as for the world title today. But for others, here in the rain, the story is going to be a race for first place. Mario Andretti will be seeking his 5th Grand Prix victory of the season for Team Lotus. Meanwhile, James Hunt is on the pole. His car, the McLaren, establishing a new record, breaking Lauda's old record in qualifying. And it will be James Hunt against the field. Mario Andretti is stashed back in 4th place, and between him and Hunt are the 2 Alfa Romeo automobiles. They'll be driven by one of the best drivers in the rain, and that's expected this afternoon, Hans Stuck, and also by the very fine John Watson. Moving out of the way here as Niki Lauda moves out to take a practice lap before we settle down to this World Championship race. The weather is cold, it is raining, and that will definitely be a factor. Whether to go with rain tires or with the slick tires on this 3.4 asphalt course, that's a consideration that the team managers will have to make, and they'll have to make it shortly. The temperature has been dropping in the past 2 hours. Temperature not as much of a concern on this very undulating course as the water. Right at turn number 2, the water, if it starts to rain hard, is a river. Recall a year ago in Japan, Niki Lauda retired from the event and lost the World Championship to James Hunt. He said he very well could pull out today. No one likes to run in the wet, but if there is a driver that can do it well in the wet, it is West Germany's Hans Stuck, and from the United States of America, Mario Andretti.
Ken, speaking of the wet, remember how Gale Sayers used to be able to run in the wet weather in Chicago? Well, now it is Walter Payton. I don't know how he would do on a wet surface because today it is dry in Soldier Field, and he was able to score the first touchdown for the Bears. It came off a pass by Bob Avellini. Here he is rolling to the right side. Now watch him hit Payton. Off the scramble, he finally picks him up. It's a 30-yard score. After the extra point, it was 7-0 in favor of Chicago. Saints came back, kicked an extra point, and now it is tied at 7. And here is Archie Manning. Archie can do it with the scramble, can he? Middle opens up, and he's got the 6, and then it was the extra point, and it was tied at 7. And I am told that we've got some plays from the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So let's take a look and see how the Cowboys are doing against the expansion team, still looking for their first victory in regular season competition. Here is Gary Huff quarterbacking the Buccaneers, picked off by Henderson, who comes back down the sideline, and the Cowboys took a lead after the extra point of 10-0 as they had kicked a field goal, and now I am told that they have also scored again, so it is 17-0. Irv, how about that pain machine today with Charlie Sanders? What's he done with the Lions so far?
Well, you know, of course, he caught a touchdown pass, which was nullified, but if people looked very closely, you could see he limped off the field holding his hamstring muscle. Charlie does have one of these units on attached to his hamstring, and I just wonder whether or not it really is helping him.
All right, Irvin Phillips, thank you very much. And the National Football League on CBS will continue right after this message.
Are you still chained to? Gotcha. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor lets you walk away, free from nicks and cuts. Its 36 surgical steel rotary razor blades are safely protected inside 3 floating heads to give you a comfortable shave that's razor close, razor smooth, for up to 3 weeks on a single charge. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor. It lets you walk away from gotcha.
Hi, ever need to rent a car fast? Watch. Hertz, #1 club number 21586, arriving San Diego at 2 p.m. on RAL Flight 9. Returning it there tomorrow. Okay, thanks. That's all there is to it. When you're in the #1 club, nobody makes renting a car faster or easier than the Superstar. Even before you get there, your car is pre-assigned, your forms filled out. So rent a Ford fast from Hertz, the Superstar in rent-a-car.
I always wanted to play for the Philadelphia Eagles. After college, I kept working out, running through the streets of Philadelphia. Then, finally, I made it as a 30-year-old rookie. For me, Vince Papale, it was a dream come true. Another dream came true in Philadelphia here in 1776 at Independence Hall. The Liberty Bell rang it out, and Betsy Ross sewed a flag for it. Dreams are still coming true as Philadelphia rebuilds the riverfront and Center City area. These people are dream makers. They're United Way volunteers, neighbors, fans, and teammates working for the mentally ill and retarded, the YMCA, and many other agencies funded by our United Way. Philadelphia wouldn't be the same without them. They take pride in their team, their city, and their United Way. On behalf of the volunteers in the 4-county area of Philadelphia, we'd like to say thanks to you. It works for all of us, the United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. For Paul Horning, both of these teams came into the game having depended on a strong defense in their first 2 games, and we had more or less of a defensive struggle.
Well, that's exactly what we had. Not much scoring, only 1 touchdown on the board. Of course, Atlanta leads at 7-0. I think the Giants at halftime have got to regroup, Lindsay. They've got to get some more action out of their offense. They picked up only about 90 net yards in that first half, and about 30 or 40 of those came on the last 2 plays of the first half when, of course, Atlanta was in that prevent defense. But they need somebody to break a big play for them and get them back in this football game, because both offenses look a little bit conservative, I would say, wouldn't you?
I would, because Atlanta used a pretty good punt return to get in field position. The quarterback took it down to the 6-inch line, and Ely scored from 6 inches out. That's not flamboyantly offensive.
No, Scott Hunter had a pretty good first half, 9 out of 14, and actually he's throwing the ball well. He's throwing the smallest percentage of interception passes. At least when he is incomplete, he's out of bounds. So he's not taking too much chances putting that ball up in the middle.
Each of these teams came in having played 2 strong opponents at the top of the schedule. So coming in, perhaps they were trying to feel each other out a little bit, because I know each would certainly like to win to go up 2-1 in the season.
I get the feeling, Lindsay, that both teams are playing trying not to make the big mistake. And, of course, that's conservative football. Both teams are young. They've got a lot of new faces in the lineup, especially the offensive line for Atlanta. So they don't want to fumble the ball away or get that interception where it's going to put some points on the board for the other team. They're playing conservative or trying to force the other team into mistakes. The Giants have hurt themselves a couple times on penalties. They've had a couple of good scoring opportunities and stopped themselves with penalties.
Jerry Goldstein of the Giants, of course, started this season never having played a play in the National Football League, which meant he had to start from scratch.
He sure did.
He's learning the trade.
I think he's going to be a fine quarterback. I like the way he throws the football. He's got a good, strong arm. All he needs is a little bit more time throwing the football. Bob Tucker has been open on 3 or 4 occasions, but that pass rush to Atlanta has just nullified Goldstein's effectiveness.
And, of course, Scott Hunter was something of a veteran, although, as you pointed out, he'd been out of football for a year when the Falcons got him back here last year. But Scott Hunter has played excellent football.
He sure has. He picked up, actually, he comes under the terms now of free agent. I'd say that's a pretty good free agent. And he's done a fine job taking over for Steve Bartkowski. He hasn't had an interception so far. In fact, before the game, of course, Atlanta had not even had a turnover in both of those games. They've turned it over a couple times today, though.
The Atlanta Falcons, of course, losing their #1 quarterback, Steve Bartkowski, at the very outset of the season. Figured to be in a bad hole, but Scott Hunter has filled that void and kept them from being in a bad hole offensively. And the Giants come onto the field here now, trailing by 7 points. The Atlanta Falcons out front as we prepare to start the second half of play. The Atlanta Falcons will be kicking off from their 35-yard line. The Giants will receive. And it'll be Nick Mickemeyer teeing it up there on the 35. Giants have deployed now to receive, and that is Bob Hammond, who is going back center deep. They like to get the ball to him, the Giants do. They like to see him turn on that speed and elusiveness. Gordon Bell is back there with him now, having joined him, as Mickemeyer retreats to await the whistle of referee Pat Haggerty that will start him forward. Blue skies overhead as we start play. We had some rain in the first half. Here comes Mickemeyer. And it's taken in the wedge and dropped. Gordon Bell recovered it as it was taken first by Gary Shirk and dropped, and Gordon Bell recovered it.
Ooh, I think Gary Shirk should have let the ball go and let Gordon Bell handle that football. He's got a lot better hands. And they might have had a pretty good return. It was a sharp kick. They could have had it out to at least the 30-yard line here.
As it is, they have it at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Goldstein, the quarterback. Coder and Zonko are the running backs. Robinson far to the right side. Tucker, the tight end. Here's Coder. Coder is thrown for a loss by Jeff Merrill.
Coder tackled by Merrill.
So it'll be 2nd down now. Loss of a yard on the play. 2nd and 11. Robinson's going far to the right side. Coder is the tailback in the eye. Behind Zonko. And it's Coder. Picks his way this time and first out, but there's a penalty marker. He got across to 30, but Ray Easterling brought him down there, and there's a marker to be checked out.
Flag on the play.
Good hole off the right side. Coder very close to the first down. Might be a little bit short, but it looks as if it's going to go against New York again. They're stopping themselves.
A holding penalty.
Here's Coder off the right side. Zonka got a standoff block on the linebacker, and Coder just picked his hole. It's going to come up about a half a yard short, but a holding penalty is going to move the Giants back.
10-yard penalty.
20-yard turnaround.
Holding, number 74, offense.
John Hicks was holding.
Let's see if we can pick it up. There's 74, John Hicks. Watch his left arm there. He's got him hooked. Oh, that's a pretty good job of holding. Of course, we can't detect it from our angle. The referee had a better viewpoint.
2nd down. Goldstein has it. Steps up. And they're stopped. Back at the 4-yard line by Jim Bailey. Jerry Goldstein.
Well, this Atlanta defense coming into this ball game was number 1 against the rush in the NFC. Giants only picked up 35 yards rushing in the first half, so they have performed outstandingly.
3rd and 26, and the ball's back on the 4-yard line. Zonka. Zonk's out to the 10-yard line.
Zonka carried the ball.
The 4th and 20. Punting unit is on now for the Giants, led out there by Dave Jennings.
Great hand for this defense.
Rylan Lawrence is Trinity. Bias is on one side of him, and Billy Rickman is on the other. That's Jennings. He's averaged 41.5 yards. Booms it out. Rylan Lawrence at the 48. Turns it to the 41-yard line. Falcons have the ball in Giant territory now in the 3rd quarter. Frank Marion downfield to make that tackle.
Well, Terry Bradshaw having a good day. 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Lynn Swan, 1 to Frank Lewis. They leave Cleveland by 7 in the 3rd.
Right here, the Falcons lead the Giants 7-0 in the 3rd, and they have the ball first and 10 at the 41-yard line. They're sending Alfred Jenkins to the right side. Elian stand back with the setbacks for Hunter. Motion by Francis. Haskell stand back. Finds an opening on a cross buck and goes down to the 33-yard line.
End zone shot of Haskell Standback. Good blocking. The fullback picked up Mendenhall in a standoff, and they just got seal blocks on the left side. Standback had 14 yards in the first half rushing.
Spotted at the 34-yard line.
New England by 6 over the Jets, 3rd quarter.
2nd down and 4 yards to go. Double wing set. Stand back. First down, 25, 20. Finally stopped at the 16-yard line by Jim Stanky.
I tell you, I wish we could get a close-up of Lehman Bennett on the sidelines. He's got to be smiling. This is great blocking, Lindsey. Here's the quick pitch to Standback. Now watch the blocking out in front. He gets a block on the outside. Warren Bryant, R.C. Thielman right there. Finally stopped by Jim Steinke.
1st and 10 now. That is Lehman Bennett along the sideline, the head coach of these Atlanta Falcons in his first season here. Falcons are leading 7-0. They have the ball at the Giants' 16-yard line. They're in a double wing set. Only Haskell Standback with a setback. It's Scott Hunter, and again, on a delay, it is Haskell Standback moving into the 14-yard line. Jack Gregory stopped him there. Gain of about 2 on the play. Standback from Tennessee. Ball is spotted squarely at the 14-yard line. Second down and 8 yards to go. Double wing set. Ken Haskell Standback tries the right side, gets a yard, and that's all. Brad Van Pelt that time. So it's going to be 3rd down and 7 yards to go. Troy Archer in on the tackle. Van Pelt's number 10. We have 10 minutes, 35 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. The Falcons are leading by a score of 7-0. Ball is spotted just outside the 12-yard line. 3rd and 6. Contact made.
Troy Archer, number 7.
Archer, yeah.
Came across the line of scrimmage, but I think probably what happened, the offensive left tackle over there, Brent Adams, moved.
Number 70, offense.
That was Dave Scott, the left guard.
So that'll cost him 5. Moves it now near the 18-yard line. Makes it 3rd down, 11 yards to go. Jenkins is split out to the right side. Wallace Francis to the left side. Scott Hunter. Wallace Francis dropped it in the end zone. Wallace Francis dropped it in the end zone. He was in front of Ray Rhodes.
It was too easy. He had it right in his hands, and he just couldn't hold on. Good pass protection. Scott Hunter puts the ball right there, right at his waist. All he had to do was catch it, and sometimes the easiest catches in professional football turn out to be the hardest.
So it'll be 4th down and 11 yards to go. Inside the 18. James will hold for Mickelmeyer, and it'll be a 35-yard attempt. From the hash mark right, a 35-yarder. It's good. 35-yard field goal for Nick Mickelmeyer is good. And as they come back up the field, the Atlanta Falcons are leading the Giants by a score of 10-0 with 10 minutes, 13 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter.
Of all of the small cars to choose from, Ford Pinto offers the kind of value that makes it the best-selling American small car. Pinto has a low price, and over 75% of Pinto's schedule maintenance requirements have been reduced or eliminated. And Pinto has higher resale value than Chevy Chevette. When it comes to small cars, there are a lot to choose from. When it comes to value, look to Ford Pinto, the best-selling American small car. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
Alcoa can't wait.
Here they come, pouring in from California and Vermont, from Texas, Oklahoma, and Georgia, from all over the country. Billions of used aluminum cans headed for recycling. Today, about 1 out of 4 aluminum cans is recycled and used again. Tomorrow, maybe 1 out of 3. Someday, maybe every one of them.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Bobby Hammond and Gordon Beller deep to receive the kickoff by Nick Mickelmeyer. Over to Hammond's side of the field. Hammond at the 1-yard line. He's out to the 5, to the 10, to the 16. And he is stopped at the 16 by Rick Bias. Gets downfield a great deal on kick coverage.
He sure does. And he was aided by number 51, Frank Marion. Check that, 51, Andy Spiva.
So now the Giants start from deep in their own territory, the 16, 1st and 10. 10 minutes, 3 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter, and Atlanta leading by a score of 10-0. Jimmy Robinson goes far to the right side. Coder and Zonka are the running backs for Jerry Goldstein. Zonka gets a yard or so. Jim Bailey and Mike Lewis.
Zonka carried the ball, tackled by Lewis.
Philadelphia's taken a 3-point lead over Detroit, 13-10. 2 touchdown passes by Ron Jaworski. They had an extra point block.
7.
And Dallas, a 10-point lead over Tampa Bay in 2nd quarter, 17-7.
Atlanta scoring drive, 5 plays, 23 yards. Culminating with a 35-yard field goal. It's 2nd and 8 here for the Giants. Down the slot right. Coder. 30 and out of bounds. Doug Coder knocked out by Ray Easterling.
They had some good blocking on this play, Lindsey. Here's the sweep left. Zonka's out in front. Gordon Gravel getting a good standoff block. A real good block by 63, Doug Van Horn out there.
Out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So the Giants have it 1st and 10 there. Goldstein, short drop, throws it up the middle, incomplete. Jeff Merrow was putting the pressure on. Ed Marshall, the man for whom it was intended.
It is. Dallas by 10.
Goldstein surveying the scene. He's 23 years of age. This last year, after having a knee operation, came back this year as the opening quarterback, #1 quarterback for the Giants, despite the fact that he had not played a single play.
Got good size, 6'4", 210. Ideal for a quarterback.
On the job training. 2nd and 10. Taken by Robinson. Now is he in or out?
Had to have both feet in. He was out.
So it'll be 3rd and 10.
See if we can get a close look at this. Goldstein, square out left. Jimmy Robinson. Yeah, had his right foot in. He did not drag the left one.
3rd quarter score.
It'll be 3rd down and 10 yards to go for the Giants.
Minnesota 13-7 over the Pack, 2nd quarter.
Big 3rd down play for Goldstein.
Blitz.
Never had a chance. Faumina and Greg Brzezina. Faumina and Greg Brzezina.
Here it comes. Look at the blitz. They had a 7-man rush. Wilson Faumina and Greg Brzezina.
That was a penalty for illegal procedure against the Giants. It's been declined, of course, by the Atlanta Falcons. And on 4th down, Jennings is in to do the punting, and Roland Lawrence has dropped back to receive it.
Lindsay, the New York Giants have had 11 third down opportunities to convert. They have only converted one of those.
Jennings puts this one up. Roland Lawrence at the 44. 45, 50, Giant 45, Giant 40, 30, 25, Giant 20, and out of bounds. Dave Jennings made the tackle. The punter saved the day.
Another great punt return by Roland Lawrence. Now watch the first block by Edgar Fields, number 77, right here. Wow. And I tell you, that's smart. Now Lawrence does a little running on his own. He breaks 2 tackles at midfield. One guy fell down, and Roland Lawrence going to get close to the 20-yard line here. A great return. 37-yard return, and Jennings finally makes a touchdown-saving tackle.
So again, the special teams. Roland Lawrence in particular makes the big contribution for the Atlanta Falcons. It gives them a 1st and 10 at the Giant 20-yard line. That's Mitchell in motion, tight end across. Pass to Mitchell, and he's got it, a one-hand stab. And Mitchell went out of bounds near the 12-yard line, and Bill Bryant was there.
Jim Mitchell, a good pair of hands here. It's his 3rd catch of the afternoon. Oh, isn't that nice? That's poetry in motion right there. Beautiful.
Shading his eyes now is John McVay, the head coach of the Giants. Falcons in a double wing set. 2nd and 2. Haskell stand back. Picked up the 1st and 10 as Brad Van Pelt cut him down. But it's 1st and goal now for the Falcons.
There's a little extra effort that time. Haskell stand back, lunged forward for the 1st down.
Spot this one. Squarely at the 8-yard line. Warren Bryant is limping off now for the Atlanta Falcons. He is limped to the sideline. That's Bryant along the sideline.
Oh, boy, that would be a... See, looks like he's limping on the left side. Now he's walking all right. Hope it's not a knee. Control of the football there, and a guard was pulling. The left guard was pulling, and he drops the football here.
And Archer has it.
Archer, I think he just took it right out of his arms.
I think that's exactly what he did. I think he took it out of the arms of Scott Hunter, and so the Giants get the football, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 8-yard line.
Now try and forget the 10th largest life insurance company in America, Lincoln National Life. We're easy to remember.
You know, it looked like a light day, with nothing to deliver but posters for the AC Spark Plug Buy 7, Get 1 free sale. What could be easier, right? Wrong. Do you know how many places sell AC Spark Plugs? And everyone with a poster like this is selling 8 AC Spark Plugs for the price of 7, as long as supplies last.
Sure, getting a free AC Spark Plug is a great idea. But you better move fast.
Sunday, Archie wants to buy a business.
I want to see Kelsey's bar turned into Bunker's bar.
At 8:30, 7:30 Central and Mountain.